Hold on to your seats because we got a headline that's shaking the music world. Have you ever wondered what goes on behind the curtain? What's the real story behind the glitz and glamour? Lizzo, the icon of self-love and empowerment, is facing allegations that are raising some troubling questions. Stay with us as we unravel the layers of this jaw-dropping scandal. Pop superstar Lizzo promotes messages of self-love, body positivity, and female empowerment through her chart-topping songs, interviews, and social media presence. She has become a cultural icon for accepting and celebrating one's body. However, Lizzo is now facing alarming accusations of hypocrisy and abuse from 3 former backup dancers. Their lawsuit alleges Lizzo's perpetuated harassment, discrimination, and a hostile work environment contrary to their public messaging. In October 2022, dancers Ariana Davis, Crystal Williams, and Noel Rodriguez sued Lizzo, her production company, and dance captain Shirlene Quigley for an array of disturbing workplace violations. Filed in Los Angeles Superior Court, their complaint includes stunning allegations of sexual coercion, religious discrimination, racism, body shaming, and wrongful termination. The most egregious accusation involves Lizzo allegedly pressuring dancers to touch nude performers at a sexually explicit cabaret bar in Amsterdam. According to the lawsuit, Lizzo brought the dancers to a club called Bananium Bar, where patrons interact with fully nude entertainers. Lizzo allegedly encouraged the dancers to touch the nude women, catch dildos ejected from their vaginas, and eat bananas protruding from their vaginas. She allegedly pressured dancers Ariana Davis repeatedly to touch a nude dancer's breast while chanting and cheering her on, refusing to take no for an answer. If true, does this incident reveal a disturbing contradiction between Lizzo's fun, sex-positive image and the way she treats her employees? Yes, if this incident would reveal devastating hypocrisy between Lizzo's public persona and private behavior. Her brand relies heavily on portraying female sexuality as empowering. Lizzo's music and interview promote enthusiastic consent and sexual autonomy as she rejects body shame and advocates self-love. Allegedly abusing her authority to pressure subordinates to engage in sexualized acts contradicts notions of empowerment and consent. Forcing employees to choose between unwanted touching or losing their jobs opposes the values she claims to uphold. This incident, if confirmed, would prove Lizzo exploits sexual freedom as an act while denying agency to women under her control. The lawsuit also accuses dance captain Quigley of religious harassment and discrimination against dancers Ariana Davis. Quigley allegedly fixated on the publicly discussed Davis being a virgin due to her Christian faith, causing distress and invading her privacy. Quigley allegedly dismissed another dancer's plea to stop forcing her religion on others by declaring nothing would prevent her from talking about the Lord. Does Quigley's alleged conduct seem at odds with the diversity and inclusion Lizzo claims to promote? The alleged behavior conflicts sharply with ideals of diversity, equality, and mutual respect. A core theme of Lizzo's brand involves promoting marginalized groups and defying societal items on identity expression. Lizzo has emphasized embracing people of all backgrounds. If Quigley mocked a dancer's religion and dismissed requests for religious tolerance, this contradicts Lizzo's messaging. A supervisor imposing her faith on a subordinate and publicizing their private life may constitute illegal religious discrimination and harassment. This reportedly occurred under Lizzo's supervision, reflecting hypocrisy in her advocacy for diversity. Furthermore, Lizzo allegedly body-shamed dancer Davis about weight gain in a discriminatory manner. According to a lawsuit, Lizzo commented on Davis's weight and implied her perceived laziness stemmed from weight gain. Lizzo also allegedly threatened dancers' job security if they did not meet unstated expectations, creating a culture of intimidation. Do these alleged actions clash with Lizzo's public promotion of body acceptance and self-love? Lizzo has built a brand as an outspoken advocate for body positivity and self-acceptance. Her music, social media, and interviews urge fans to embrace themselves and reject society's limits on beauty standards. Lizzo celebrating bodies of all sizes has become a signature of her messaging. If she mocked an employee's weight gain or used it in question their worth ethic, it would reveal ugly hypocrisy, implying bigger bodies are inherently lazy while profiting off body-positive branding would make Lizzo an opportunistic fraud. Furthermore, the lawsuit alleged Lizzo and her team displayed racism by targeting the dancers of color with demeaning comments while sparing white employees this abuse. The plaintiffs argue that black dancers were consistently accused of laziness, unprofessionalism, and bad attitudes compared to their white counterparts. Racist speech and discrimination create a hostile work environment prohibited by federal and state laws. Lizzo also allegedly fired dancers Davis and Williams under suspicious circumstances linked to their speaking out about mistreatment. Rodriguez resigned due to the toxic culture Lizzo enabled. Retaliating against employees for reporting abuse violates whistleblower protection laws. Do these accusations of racism and retaliation contrast with Lizzo's calls for diversity, equality, and inclusion? Racism and retaliation for speaking out against it are anti-ethical to the values she proclaims publicly. If substantiated, these accusations would reveal Lizzo's supposed support for equality is performative hypocrisy. Someone who belittles people of color while profiting from their labor and image perpetuates the very oppression she denounces. Lizzo cannot be considered a true ally if she knowingly enables discrimination behind the curtain. These allegations would expose her as a fraud, capitalizing on social justice issues while allowing racism, harassment, and retaliation to persist under her authority. What legal consequences could Lizzo potentially face if these accusations are substantiated? Lizzo could face a range of serious legal and financial repercussions if courts substantiate accusations of systemic discrimination and harassment under her supervision. Federal laws like Title VII and state statutes protect workers from discrimination based on race, religion, sex, and other protected characteristics. Employers who engage in or negligently enable illegal workplace conduct can be held responsible through fines, civil lawsuits, and agency actions. Specifically, Lizzo could face individual liability for harassment, retaliation, and other abuse she allegedly perpetuated directly against employees. Her company could face vicarious liability for general discrimination, hostile climate, and retaliation she failed to prevent or address. Compensatory and punitive damages could be awarded to victims in civil lawsuits. Government agencies like EEOC could sanction and fine her company for violations. Lizzo could also face criminal charges if assault allegations are proven. Overall, the extensive unlawful conduct alleged could lead to multi-million-dollar legal liabilities if substantiated. These repercussions would severely damage her finances and reputation. In addition to legal risks, Lizzo faces immense reputational damage if these allegations are proven true. Her brand relies entirely on projecting an image of radical confidence, self-acceptance, female empowerment, and support for equality. If Lizzo is exposed as an opportunistic hypocrite who exploits social justice issues while abusing vulnerable employees, could this revelation destroy her career? If Lizzo is definitively exposed as a fraud who preached equality while perpetrating harassment, racism, and other abuses, it's hard to imagine her recovering professionally and publicly. Her core audience embraces what she symbolizes as a plus-size black feminist advocate. If evidence confirms she braces bigotry while victimizing marginalized workers for profit, she would lose all credibility with the communities her brand relies on. While Lizzo denies any wrongdoing, the detailed nature of the allegation makes a thorough independent probe necessary. If substantial evidence emerges of systemic discrimination under her watch, Lizzo needs to reflect deeply on the culture she enables versus the values she champions publicly. What steps should Lizzo take both legally and ethically if investigation yields clear evidence of harassment, discrimination, or assault within her work environment? If Lizzo aims to salvage her integrity and brand, she must take full accountability and enact major reforms if the accusations are substantiated. Legally, she would cooperate fully with agency investigations and settlements while reviewing company policies for preventing future abuse. She should personally apologize to victims rather than delegating PR crisis management to her legal team and consultants. Ethically, she owes fans and employees a commitment to dismantling toxic elements of her work environment. She must reform hiring and training to prevent discrimination and harassment. Continued dialogue with marginalized communities is critical to rebuilding trust. She should hire independent human resource staff to enforce accountability. Lizzo professing support for equality means nothing without thorough self-examination and change behaviors. Only concrete, systemic changes reflecting true remorse and commitment to justice can rehabilitate her image. In the weeks and months ahead, investigations will hopefully determine whether these alarming allegations represent an inconvenient truth about Lizzo's integrity or false claims by disgruntled employees. But the lawsuit's implications for workers' rights and Lizzo's credibility warrant an exhaustive probe. Her career may depend on proving she upholds equality behind the scenes as passionately as she does on stage. Ultimately, the world Lizzo cultivates within her own business matters more than her uplifting lyrics. If she cannot demonstrate a workplace aligned with ideals of empowerment, she is merely selling hypocrisy. For Lizzo, millions of fans, awareness of these troubling accusations represents disillusioning yet vital knowledge. Her reputation can be recovered only through transparency, self-reflection, and implementing reforms with employees' input. Wow, that was mind-blowing revelation about Lizzo's support staff and the lawsuit they filed due to the harmful work environment. The entertainment industry never ceases to amaze us, right? If you were shocked as we were, give this video a big thumbs up and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Bye all. Take care.